Well, let's have a look at the lineups today, and Celtic start with three of their new signings: Gary Caldwell from Hibs, Yuri Yarashik from Chelsea, and Kenny Miller from Wolves. Miller, a former Rangers player, of course. Neil Lennon is suspended, Paul Telfer, Bobo Balde, Sean Maloney and Craig Beattie are all injured, and four big personalities have left the club recently: Roy Keane, John Hartson, Dion Dublin and Chris Sutton. So a bit of a new look to Celtic.
Yeah, it'll be a solid back four. 4-2 for Celtic as they play all the time under Gordon Strachan. A little bit inexperienced at the back, I have to say. In midfield of Nakamura on the right hand side, McGeady on the left. They'll look to come infield. Yarasik and Petrov, none of those are holding players. They'll look to alternate, both getting forward. Miller and Zaravsky, much to prove up front for Kenny Miller. No goals in pre-season, he's under pressure to perform.
Well, Kilmarnock are without injured keeper Alan Combe, so Graham Smith deputises. Alan Johnston was a major influence last season in that central role. Stephen Naismith was named as the Football Writers' Young Player of the Year. Gary Wales is left on the bench, so Colin Nish partners Paul DiGiacomo, who's rebuilding his career after two cruciate ligament injuries.
Yeah, again it'll be 4-4-2 we think for Kilmarnock. Great season last season, finished fifth. Hasn't spent much money in his time at Kilmarnock, Jim Jeffries, but gets the best out of players. Fowler will be important in that holding role, picking up either Petrov or Yarasik. Alan Johnson had a great season last season. He'll float about, try and get in behind the front two. Invincible and Naismith especially give them some poise and some composure from wide positions, and the presence of Nish up front and DiGiacomo, who's got 4 goals in pre-season, will look to cause problems for the Celtic back four.
Evander Snow, a new arrival from Feyenoord, is amongst the Celtic subs. So too Derek Riordan, signed from the Hibs. And for Kilmarnock, Grant Murray, who played for Jim Jeffries at Hearts, is on the bench after joining from Partick.
Start the countdown, and Brian is going to unfurl the league flag. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 6.
Well, let's hear it for the big 4-0. 40 times champions of Scotland, Celtic. The new season starts a mere 20 days after the World Cup final. How did we get through those 20 days? It's been tough, but we made it. And there's been a foul immediately.
Colin Nish on Stilian Petrov there, right from the kick-off. Ian Bryan's having a word with him. A little bit late, a little slide kick there. Ball's away. Lucky boy, so early. Silly.
Not much of a welcome to the season for Stilian Petrov. There's been plenty of speculation about his future, but he is starting the season for Celtic. Well, Kamara starting this match. Paul Telfer injured. Had he been fit, I'm sure Telfer would have been at right back and Mark Wilson at left back. Gordon Strachan won 2 of the 3 domestic trophies on offer last season. Here's Gary Hay, the Kilmarnock captain, looking to make an early impression.
Well, it was speculative, I think. It's plenty of room for Gary Hay because Nakamura had tucked way inside, but Colin Nish had pulled off to the back post. You can see him at the back of your picture, and I think a better option there for Gary Hay would have been to sling that to the back post.
Jim Jeffries was just 5 years old the last time Kilmarnock won at Celtic. That was back in 1955. History not exactly on their side. Invincible. Johnston. Greer. It's away by Kamara. Fowler, who was excellent last season, screening his defence. Disappointing from Danny Invincible.
Yeah, he's got a big job today, Invincible on that right hand side, as Stephen Naismith has on his left hand side, to try and get some ammunition for Nish and for DiGiacomo, and try and pin the 2 Celtic full-backs as far back as they can.
Kilmarnock get the verdict. There are a few empty seats because they have a new turnstile system in operation at Celtic Park today, the swipe cards, and it's not running as smooth as it could. But they'll be in their seats soon. Invincible for Johnston. Here's Hay. Return to Hay by Naismith. Artur Boruc played in all three of Poland's World Cup games. There's Gary Caldwell, the former captain of Hibs. Kenny Miller. Zarowski lurking as well, and Miller might just be in. Ian Bryan's very close to that and not too interested.
Well, I don't think it's a penalty for me. There's no contact there at all, as you can see. He gets a touch away from him and he goes down far too easily.
McGeady has lost out to Nish. Bobo Balde missing the start of the season through injury. Johnston. Invincible. Here's Gordon Greer. Now Gary Hay. Wilson for Nakamura. Zarowski. Wilson. Petrov. McGeady's in a bit of space over on the left. It's going first of all to Yarashik. Wilson. Skipped past Petrov. Johnston having to tussle with Zarowski. Here's Mo Kamara. That's going to come to Nakamura.
Well, it was a decent ball in, time and space for Kamara. Kilmarnock defence had tucked in loads of space at the back post from Nakamura, but not his strongest foot, and I don't think he was ever confident he was going to get that in a target, but it was a decent chance so early in the match.
To Giacomo, putting himself about. David Lilly underneath that. Yarashik. Here is Fowler. Greer with Invincible ahead of him. He's going to run into Petrov. Kilmarnock were whitewashed by the old firm last season. They lost 4 out of 4 to Celtic and 4 out of 4 to Rangers. But they never lost to a team outside of the top 4, remarkably. Kamara. Second cross in quick succession, but no takers this time. Nobody around Gary Hay.
That was a decent cross in again from Kamara. It's been a weak point in his play, but as I said just before the match, no Sutton, no Hartson, no target men in there for the full-backs and the wingers to aim at, and we know they've got good wingers in Nakamura and McGeady, who can produce crosses. That time it was Kamara, but in Miller and Zarowski, they've not got two players that really feel they're going to get in there and score too many headed goals. They're going to have to thread little balls through to those guys' feet, because as I said, they haven't got those big target men. Maybe Gordon Strachan's looking for that type of player, but he certainly just sold one to West Brom and John Hartson.
And Big John grabbed a couple of goals when he came back to Scotland with West Brom. Played a couple of friendlies. Here's to Giacomo. Johnston wanted it played through to him.
Well, that's poor, because he should have slipped him in there. He was free, Alan Johnston.
Zarowski and Miller. Big chance for Kenny Miller.
Oh dear. Well, you want to get off the mark at a new club so early in your first league game. Chances don't come much better than this, I have to say. At this level, that's a fantastic chance. He gets a bit of luck here, Żurawski. It's deflected to the far post. He's got time and space. It's at a good height. You can see the disappointment in his face. That should have been in the back of the net. That should have been 1-0 to Celtic. That will do his confidence absolutely no good at all.
Well, he once scored 5 goals in a single SPL game for Rangers. Kenny Miller didn't score for Celtic pre-season, did manage to get himself sent off in the USA.
I think the important thing is, he really just had to hit the target there. You know, it's, if the keeper makes a save, he makes a save.
Graham Smith coming a long way. Smith playing because Alan Combe is recovering from an operation. McManus, Yarashik, who was relegated from the Premiership whilst on loan at Birmingham last season, but he was one of their best players and in fact their joint top scorer. Here's Naismith holding off Petrov, and he's going to get a free kick.
There's good strengths from Naismith there. I don't think Stilian Petrov's particularly happy. Don't really see too much in that. I have to say, Ian Brines was in a good position. Does he play the ball? Well, he plays the ball for me there. The referee gets it wrong. He's not happy.
He was raging at Yarashik. Gary Hay standing over the free kick. Came pretty close to scoring from this kind of range in one of their pre-season friendlies. And he might try and test Boruc here. Gary Hay does go for goal, but it's tamely into the arms of the Polish number 1.
Well, Boruc had an absolutely fantastic World Cup. Proved himself as an excellent goalkeeper, and I'm afraid Gary Hay's not going to score from what, 25-30 yards out, unless he's going to hit it with a lot more power than that. But and going back to those early chances, a great chance for Kenny Miller at the back post. Just a minute earlier, Di Giacomo really should have slipped Alan Johnson through because the Celtic defence was split open. It's all about decisions. It was a poor decision, and a minute later Celtic got up the field and really should have scored because Miller at the back post didn't hit the target from 6 yards. So there has been chances for both sides.
McManus launching it towards McGeady. Might just go out though before he can get to it.
I think the good thing is, Ian, that Kilmarnock so far in the game haven't come here to sit in. You know, they are playing 2 up front, they're playing 4 in midfield and 4 at the back. They're matching up to Celtic, and they're having a go. And that's the game's relatively open at the moment, and that's good to see.
It's typical of Jim Jeffries, really. Said he was going to have a go. He's doing just that, but Celtic are having a go with Kenny Miller. Just overrun it and got clipped by David Lilly in the challenge. Greer's throw, Invincible's flick. Here's Di Giacomo, cut out by Nakamura. Now Petrov with a chance to put Żurawski in.
It was interesting there because Nakamura picked the ball up in central midfield. Himself and Petrov had switched. Petrov was out on this right hand side. Nakamura picked up a nice little position in there, slipped the ball to Petrov. So it's showing you the way Gordon Strachan operated last year and this season, quite prepared for his midfielders to switch positions, to take up little positions where they're difficult to pick up and where they can cause other teams problems.
Nakamura caught by Naismith, who offers a quick apology. Gary Caldwell's free kick, aimed towards Yarashik. They'll have another go, but it's cleared by Invincible. Nakamura. Fowler not letting him get a shot in, or anything else for that matter. Here's Kamara. McGeady. Always going over from Aidan McGeady.
Well, he's getting a chance. Aidan McGeady, Sean Maloney injured at the moment. Big player for them last season. Derek Riordan on the bench. Those are the type of players he's going to be up against. And we know he's got ability. We know he can cause problems, but he's got to go out there week in, week out, and prove that to his manager.
Nish. Invincible. Naismith waiting in the middle. It's awkward for Mark Wilson, but he's dealt with it. Naismith for Hay, though. Petrov. Yarashik. Kamara. Zarafsky. Kamara's cross will be safely taken by Smith, but he's put a few crosses in.
He's put a few decent crosses in, which I have to say is a little bit surprising, because when he arrived here last season, his distribution was very poor, and that's why he found himself out the side. Young Mark Wilson came in, who's playing right back today, but played left back for most of the season when he came in from Dundee United last year. And he did very well, the lad, I have to say, coming from a smaller club to play here in front of the pressure, 60,000 every other week, and acquitted himself very well. Cameron gets a chance today because of an injury to Paul Telfer, but I think long term I don't see him playing. It's been a problem position for the main left back since Martin O'Neill was here, and probably before that, and they still haven't resolved it, and I'm sure that's one position before the end of August Gordon Strachan's looking to improve.
There is talk of the Bulgarian Ivailo Petkov possibly coming in to fill that position, possibly next week.
Well, they need somebody, because, you know, although Wilson does a good job, he's not naturally left back, and they're going to need a natural left foot out there to get up, get support, get overlapping, and provide the front two with some ammunition. And defend, it has to be said.
McGeady. Zarafsky. Oh, he's got it back. Zarafsky! Great block by Fraser Wright.
Fantastic block. They're trying to thread it through the eye of a needle here. They get a little bit of luck. It falls at Zarafsky's feet. He maybe should have took that on his left foot. He should have tried to. He's trying to get it back on his right. You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to whip it in that far corner. But that was a fantastic last-ditch block from Fraser Wright.
Yarashik has put Kamara in. Time for another cross. Miller missed it, and Gary Hay having to dig it out before Petrov could get near it.
Well, it's a great ball again. I mean, he's had a fantastic start to the game, Cameron. That's a fantastic ball. And I think Kenny Miller's got to do better there. He's got to get something on it. Well, that's a couple of decent chances for Kenny Miller. That was probably a more difficult one. He's looking for the glancing header. He got absolutely nothing on it, but once again, a fantastic cross into the box from Mo Campbell.
David Lilly having to deal with that. It was never going to run out. Miller.
Well, as I said, it's a great ball in, whipped in with pace. He's made a good run, Kenny Miller. He's in front of the defender. I don't know if he takes his eye off the ball or not, but it's coming in at pace. He just needs to get ahead on it. Still in Petrov behind him. Maybe just a lack of confidence there. No goals for Kenny Miller so far. A couple of decent chances in this match. Looking to build a bit of confidence, as I said, at his new club. And he's certainly getting the service so far, mostly from down the Celtic left-hand side, from McGeady, but especially from Kamara.
Gary Caldwell has lost it to Stephen Naismith. Fantastic opportunity, second chance maybe for Naismith, and Boritz bails out Celtic with a double save.
Well, after Boritz is fuming, but what is Gary Caldwell doing? Trying to run the ball out of defence. Stephen Smith does well, Stephen Naismith does well. Decent shot, good save from the keeper. And I think Jim Jeffries will be looking at that as a chance gone. Decent save. Maybe should have done better Naismith on the second attempt, but you've got to give credit to the goalkeeper.
Giacomo will take the corner, which is cleared by Wilson. Gary Caldwell mightily relieved that Naismith struck that one straight at Boritz, and the keeper then bailed him out a second time. To Giacomo's volley, comes off Caldwell. It's a throw, I think, just.
It was a confident effort from the Giacomo. It was coming down from a fair height. It was on target, I can tell you, because we're right behind it up here in the commentary position. It was on target. I don't think it was going in. Just one or two lapses in concentration in this Celtic defence. Something they need to cut out, especially from Gary Caldwell.
So Gary Hay will try again with his throw. Returned to him by Johnston. It's going over Boritz's goal.
He is decent on the ball, Gary Caldwell, and I think that's one of the reasons he likes to come out and he likes to start attacks from the back. We've seen him last season, even at Hibs, making one or two little mistakes, and it cost them the goals. And that's certainly something that's not going to endear him to this group of Celtic fans here, where you're under pressure to perform and you don't want to get your confidence down so early in the season. And I think he's just got to get down to defending, doing his job properly, and not trying to be too clever.
Kamara. Lily was certainly sticking close to Zaraski. Celtic lost 5 of their 7 pre-season games and only scored 2 goals. The top 2 from last season meet next Sunday at Tynecastle, Hearts Celtic. Celtic preparing for that by flying to Japan. Well, of course, to play Shunsuke Nakamura's former club Yokohama Marinos. That game's on Thursday. They fly out on Tuesday and straight back and up against Hearts at Tynecastle. Nonsense of a trip, really.
Absolutely ridiculous. I'd like to know who sits down and organises these, and who wants to be going to Japan in between the first 2 games of the season. It's a long trip, I've been there. Takes it out of the travelling, and I'm sure Gordon Strachan will take the kids. I'm almost positive he'll do that, because you can't come back on a Friday from Japan and play Hearts on the Sunday and be fresh, and I'm sure Gordon Strachan realises that, and he'll prepare accordingly.
To Giacomo. Giacomo, who's taking them on here. It's bounced off Caldwell for a corner.
Well, is anybody going to get tight to him here? I think, look, he's got time and space to turn. There's 3 Celtic defenders there. Nobody gets tight to him. He does fantastically well. He drags it inside, and I have to say he's a little bit unlucky. It's fantastic play from him, but you can't allow a Kilmarnock striker to come off and turn on the edge of your own box. Give him 2 or 3 yard space. He's going to run at you, and that's what happened. They're all a little bit lucky there. It took a deflection because it was on target.
Kilmarnock are certainly having a go. Gary Hay, Alan Johnston conspiring over the corner, but it's been overrun. A reminder that you can choose your man of the match by ringing those numbers. A signed shirt up for grabs if you agree with the choice made by Craig Burley. Not that we ever agree with him much.
Good luck. I think Jim Jeffries will be getting back to the match, and that is Jim Jeffries will be delighted with the way his team have started. Maybe the way Celtic have performed in pre-season has given Kilmarnock that added bit of confidence that they can come here and they can put up a show and put up a game, and as I say, matching Celtic in terms of the way they're playing, 4-4-2, and they've certainly started that. I would say at this moment in time, apart from Miller's chance, that the game's been pretty much even Stevens. 1 or 2 better decisions from Kilmarnock in the final third, and they had time and space to create some better chances than they actually did.
Caldwell up towards Miller. Gordon Greer keeping him in check. Yarashik. Kamara. Miller. Just going to skip away from McGeady, who left his foot in on Fowler.
Well, I think it was a bit of frustration there, because it was a decent bit of move from Celtic there, good slick passing, and the ball just drifted away from Aidan McGeady. A little bit of frustration.
too high for Invincible. Celtic's throw.
Be interesting to see how Jarosik and Petrov play today, whether they're both going to alternate getting forward or whether one of them's going to try and sit. It looks to me at the moment whether Jarosik is trying to be a little bit more of the holding player, and I don't think that's really natural to him. No Neil Lennon on the side today, obviously, and he does that role in there, so it'll be interesting to see whether Jarosik's going to get a little bit more forward than he has been. He's certainly not, to my knowledge, been in the box yet, and he is one player that gives him a threat, Ian, from cross balls, because he is tall. He did score goals at Birmingham, and that's something they are sorely lacking at the moment.
Yes, you can see him getting his fair share of goals, that's for sure, in a Celtic shirt, but not in that position. Invincible. McGeady doing some defensive duty.
Well, I'm sure Gordon Strachan's got one eye, and if Petrov goes, and that's, you know, big question mark still, whether he stays or whether he goes, and Neil Lennon comes back into the side, that Jarosik can go in there, and he can play that more forward, getting forward midfielder that's bursting into the box. As we know, he can do that. He scored something like 15 goals in a Birmingham side that got relegated last season, so, and he has played up front as well. He can play several different positions, and I'm sure Gordon Strachan's got an eye on that.
There's Gordon Greer as Kilmarnock look to probe again. Johnston leaves it for Invincible. Kenny Miller has caught out David Lilly. That could be ominous for Killy, especially as Miller has found Zaraski. That'll do for starters this season. Maciej Zaraski on target as the new strike force combined to great effect, but what a mistake from Lilly.
Well, it was a dreadful mistake from Lilly. A poor first touch. He had time and he had space. Kenny Miller does fantastically well, I have to say. Cuts inside, picks his head up. That's a fantastic pass to Zaraski, and that's clinical. And he proved it last season. He can score goals after a slow start, Zaraski. And his strike partner puts it on a plate for him. Last ditch attempt on the line, but it's far too late, and Jim Jeffries will be absolutely fuming, because Kilmarnock have started this game reasonably well. A sloppy mistake at the back, and Zaraski, first goal of the season, clinical finish, and that'll give the natives a chance to be a little bit more composed and not so restless, because one or two murmurings coming about at the start of this game, that'll settle everybody down.
The new look strike force doing the business, and that was Celtic's first shot on target. Zaraski, who got 20 goals last season, up and running this season.
Well, the one thing you can't do, Ian, if you come to a place like this, and you've not won here for so many years, is make sloppy mistakes. At the back especially, you can make them in the final third when you're attacking, but not in front of your own box. David Lilly did that, consequences were a goal.
Invincible. Well, Kelly will be kicking themselves for that, because they've been doing more than all right up until then against the champions. Here's Gordon Greer, blocked by McManus.
I wouldn't like to see Jim Jeffries' reaction to that. You know, his side started well, and such a poor way to give a goal away. But from Celtic's point of view, it was clinical. It's a poor mistake, and Jim Jeffries will be absolutely raging, because Invincible plays it back. It's a poor first touch. He should have been laying that down into the corners first time. But you've got to give credit to Kenny Miller. He picks his head up, he picks out a fantastic pass. Gary Hay can't get back around and tuck in, and you can see from behind the goals here, it's a fantastic finish. First goal of the season for Maciej Zaraski. Hand it to him on the plate by David Lilly, and from Kenny Miller, it has to be said, but it was a great finish, and as I said, that will settle everybody down around Celtic Park, including the players.
Here's Fraser Wright. Caldwell will glide that back to Boritz. Gary Caldwell had a slip of his own earlier that almost let in Stephen Naismith to score the game's first goal. Naismith didn't take his opportunity. Celtic did capitalise on David Lilley's error. Mara. Miller fouled by Lilley, who's not having the best of times at the moment.
I think he's trying to get in front there. He's never going to win the ball. He's always got to really stay goal side. Kenny Miller, and he's giving away a free kick in a very dangerous position.
Nakamura ready to deliver. Stephen McManus, Harry Caldwell have joined Yarashik, and Miller in there. It's Yarashik and Caldwell there too. It's come off a Kilmarnock knee, another corner.
Well, we just talked about him being one of the players that is going to cause a problem in the box, Yarashik, and it's a good delivery in from Nakamura. And just a little bit too high for him. He hands in head because he knows that was a good opportunity.
Nakamura's corner, Caldwell leaping, but he was closely watched. Petrov gives it back to Nakamura, who will try again, taking on Danny Invincible, and away by Greer. Stilian Petrov. Yuri Yarashik. Shinsuke Nakamura. Yarashik! Over and out. Well, there's a new look to Saturdays on Setanta Sports 1. You can catch all the results and the reaction at 4:30 in the final whistle. And then later, we've all the action for you. 10 o'clock, the full SPL. New time for that on Setanta Sports 1. And tomorrow, under new management, Motherwell against Rangers from 1 o'clock on Setanta Sports 1.
It should be another decent game tomorrow for Park. Our first game there last season, there was goals galore, Celtic Motherwell. Is there going to be the same tomorrow? We shall see.
Agidi for Miller. He provided the first goal for Zarowski. Wilson is the man to cross it.
He looks quite sharp, Kenny Miller. His head hasn't dropped. He's had a couple of decent chances. One very good one at the back post, but he should have hit the target. But he's working hard. He's running into the channels. He's holding the ball up. And he doesn't look like it's affecting him. He looks like he's enjoying the game. And he looks sharp and he looks fit. Robin Strachan will be expecting goals from him, and I'm sure they will come in time.
Kilmarnock have 2 home games after this season opener against Hibs and Dundee United. Nish felt that Caldwell was impeding him. Here's Nakamura. Petrov leaves it for Wilson. Now Petrov. Long from Petrov for Zarowski. It's gone out. It'll be a Kilmarnock throw.
Yeah, as I said, they haven't got the big target men anymore at the moment anyway, unless he goes out and buys one. But what they have got in Zarowski and Kenny Miller, I'm watching them from their position up here. They're making some fantastic diagonal runs. Their movement's good. And when Nakamura gets onto the ball in Magedi and they pop inside and they've got a bit of time in the space in front of them, the movement of the 2 guys I mentioned up front is excellent. Slide little balls through for them. They're making the runs.
Nish to Giacomo. Kelly's throw.
Just seems to have gone a bit flat after that goal, the whole place even, and just taking the wind out of the sails of Kilmarnock, it seems, at the moment. They've got to regain get a bit of composure. There seems to be a little bit of urgency has gone out of the match.
Invincible. Greer will pop that back. Away by Caldwell. McGeady's lost it. Greer's centre. Little nick off to Giacomo.
I think the one thing you've got to realise as a supporter of any club is that even though it's the first game of the season, players are still chasing their fitness. You can play pre-season games all you want, but you don't get your real fitness until you've played maybe 6 or 7 matches of the season at full pace in the business end of the season. So these players out here on the pitch today, they're still looking for full match fitness, and they'll get that as they go along, and it's always difficult, and you always feel it takes a little bit of time to get into your rhythm, to get into the swing of things. You don't pick up any injuries, and I think that's what both sets of players will be doing out here today.
It used to take you till about April, didn't it?
To get off the treatment table.
Hay has picked out Fowler, and there's room here for Gordon Greer. To Giacomo. He's got Invincible close by. Invincible's rescued it. Here's Alan Johnston. He's going to go for the corner, despite the efforts of Boritz to get there.
That's more positive from Danny Invincible. He's got to try and get at Kamara. Got to try and get beyond him. If he can't do that, he's got to try and get half a yard and get it into the box. And he's got to try and force Kamara back.
Kelly ahead on corners. Will there be level on goals? Gary Hay swings it in, and it drops for Naismith, who somehow hooks it wide.
Dear, oh dear, how has he missed? I mean, it's after Boritz makes a mess of it, there's bodies in there, he thinks of it coming, he changes his mind, he's 3 yards out. How does he not hit the target? I cannot believe he hasn't put that in the back of the net. Oh, it's Stephen McManus. It's McManus. I'm doing a disservice to Stephen Naismith. It's fantastic defending. The referee's not spotted it. Should have been a corner.
Strangely, there wasn't much of a protest from Kilmarnock.
Stephen Naismith looked away as if it was his fault and he'd missed it, when actually McManus had actually got a toe in it and pokes it out. I cannot believe the players weren't remonstrating for it for a corner kick.
That's a foul by Invincible on Yarashik.
Well, I did find it hard to believe how Stephen Naismith had missed that anyway, so the pictures actually showed that he didn't. As we see the free kick there on Yarashik, and I just can't believe Stephen Naismith's reaction. You know, he reacted like a player who just missed a gilt-edged opportunity, and when in fact it was a fantastic challenge. As we see the ball dropping here from this angle, Stephen McManus gets the left foot in it and drags it away, and none of the Kilmarnock players even claim for a corner kick.
Yarashik will challenge. He's full in the air. Wilson spinning away from De Giacomo. Mo Kamara. McGeady and Gordon Greer breathing down the back of his shirt. And he got rather crowded out, McGeady. He's held up Naismith though, he's certainly not one for giving in. And now Petrov's going to get a free kick.
Well, they're certainly tigerish in midfield. Kilmarnock, but Aidan McGeady's taking far too many touches in the ball. He's got to keep it simple and do it early.
Wilson. Miller. Sets it up nicely for Zaraski. Yarashik! Welcome to Celtic. Yuri Yarashik makes his mark. It's 2-0 to the champions.
Well, we talked about it a few minutes ago. We said him and Stilian Petrov alternating getting forward. Once again, it's great play from Kenny Miller. Holds it up, lovely little touch. Great ball in from Zurawski, and there's your midfield player. That's where you want him. You don't want him on the edge of the box. He's a goal threat. It's a fantastic ball, and he's getting in there. That's where he's going to get on the score sheet. It's only the second time in the match he's actually gotten into the box. The delivery was fantastic. The finish was excellent, if not a little bit lucky because it came off his shoulder. It doesn't matter. A goal to Jarosik. It's 2-0 to Celtic.
Oh, Yuri Jarosik scores what I'm sure will be the first of quite a few for Celtic. He is going to get into the box, into those positions. And Celtic sitting pretty now on a 2-0 lead. And hungry for more. Magidi. Kamara's arriving on the scene. Kenny Miller, can he score his first Celtic goal? No, not yet. Blocked by Lilly.
Great turn. Fantastic turning, a little bit unfortunate.
Greer has Johnston nearby. Fowler. Johnston again as Kilmarnock look for a response. I certainly won't feel there have been 2 goals worse than Celtic.
It started badly, but I think the word is clinical. There's been some decent wide play from Celtic, some decent deliveries into the box, and that creates chances, and they've been clinical with 2 of them.
Naismith's offside.
I think the problem is for Kilmarnock and for James Fowler, especially in the centre of their midfield, is that normally he's only got one player running from midfield, and that's Stilian Petrov, but at the moment he's got Petrov and he's got Jarosik, and they're alternating, and this time it was Jarosik, so it's difficult to pick up. If the ball's right and you make a good run, as that fella did, and you make a good contact, it's in the back of the net, and I think it's a good sign for Celtic, because they've got 2 players in the centre of the field, as I said, in Jarosik and Petrov, who can both get forward, who can both sit, and that gives a little bit of uncertainty to the defenders what one is coming.
David Lilly just getting a knock there. Remember, you can vote for your man of the match by ringing those numbers, and if your choice is the same as Craig Burley's, you have a chance of winning a signed shirt.
The players taking water on, which is good to see. It's quite a humid day here at Celtic Park. You've seen all the problems in the World Cup with people getting the water on. It's important for the players to get the fluid in them. I think Gordon Strachan will be absolutely delighted with the way his team have started in terms of the finishing. When the game looked pretty even Stevens, it has to be said, they've produced 2 goals.
Lilly's been allowed back on for Killy. Caldwell. Kamara. Jarosik. Nakamura. Here they go again. Kenny Miller. Zurawski is his target. It just fist past the pole.
Well, it's another decent chance, and once again it's coming from a wide position, and Kilmarnock are just not getting close enough. Flicked on from Jarosik, and just a little bit too far from Zurawski. But once again it was Kenny Miller. The movement of Miller and Zurawski is excellent. It's dragging the centre halves all over the place, and that's allowing midfielders to bomb through from the middle of the park.
Celtic 2 goals to the good. A few of their fans still away on holiday, but no doubt watching somewhere around the world.
Oh, they never miss it if they get a chance. The supporters, they're fanatical, like to see their team. I think they'll be, the Celtic supporters that is, will be enjoying it at the moment.
Yes, there'll be a few packed out bars in various holiday resorts, you suspect. To Giacomo Correa. Johnston. Invincible. McManus hoisting that one high. Yarashik, it's come off his arm, but he was being fouled, so he's got the free kick.
Yeah, just a little push there, I think, and he puts his arm up. I have to say, there wasn't not a great deal in it, but I think if you look back to the second goal, we'll talk about that in a minute.
Taken quickly, and here is Zurawski. Kenny Miller, Petrov, trying to charge through, but he ran into Gordon Greer. Naismith, who has come to rue the big chance he had, which actually turned into a double chance after an error from Caldwell. Shot straight at the keeper when it was 0-0. To Giacomo lurking, but Boruc's not too troubled.
Yeah, I was just saying about the second goal for Celtic, the Yarashik goal. If you think back to it, you had Kenny Miller outside the box, laying it off to his strike partner Zurawski. No strikers in the box, but they're the midfielder steaming through, and it's so important to get that. And the movement of the front two, I have to say, the Celtic front two so far has been absolutely excellent.
Here's Wilson, he's having a run at Gary Hay. McGeady. Nakamura, can Celtic score a third before the break? Yarashik just given him a little nudge by Greer, edged out of it. And howls of derision as Kilmarnock are given the throw.
Well, supporters certainly seen it. It's Gordon Greer. Whether the referee or the linesman doesn't see that, I'll never know.
Gordon Strachan saw it, that's for sure.
He sees everything. These managers see everything. They always want things for the side, and that's understandable.
There's going to be a single minute added on in this first half.
The referee is added on 1 minute. 1 minute has been added.
I think the big problem for Kilmarnock has been in this first half, Ian, they've started the game quite well. They've had some decent patches of football, but they haven't stopped crosses coming into the box. There's been far too many of them, and the result of that is 2 goals.
Giacomo fouling Nakamura. Just tickled the ball away then to Giacomo, which didn't impress the majority inside Celtic Park. Kamara. Caldwell. Gary Caldwell will be released here at the half-time whistle after that. Celtic took a while to get going here, but got going they did. Zurawski with the first, and then Jiri Yarashik scoring his very first goal for Celtic. David Lilley's error allowed Kenny Miller to feed Zurawski. In that famous number 7 shirt. And then Jiri Yarashik leaping to mark his SPL debut with a goal. We'll hear what the skipper Neil Lennon and Scott Booth think of it next with Rob. But at half-time, it is Celtic 2, Kilmarnock 0.
The Jinky Johnston Trust was set up in memory of the greatest ever Celt, Jimmy Johnston. Before his death in March 2006, Jimmy wanted to give something back to football. It was Jimmy's wish to set up a trust that would provide sports strips to teams that would not be able to afford them without his help. Jimmy Johnston felt that if teams looked the part, they would feel the part, and he wanted to give disadvantaged sports teams the best chance possible to get the most out of sport. To apply for a set of sports kits, send a letter saying why your team would benefit to the Jinky Johnston Trust, Football Roadshows, Enterprise House, DL Street, Motherwell, ML1 1PG. That's the Jinky Johnston Trust, Football Roadshows, Enterprise House, DL Street, Motherwell, ML1 1PG.
Congratulations. You have been selected from millions in our prize draw. We've been chosen from millions, Timmy. You have won £10,000, a Caribbean cruise, or a stunning gold effect bracelet. Just send the registration fee of £20.
Letters like this aren't always what they seem. Especially if you have to claim your prize by sending a handling fee or calling a premium rate number. So before you get carried away, remember, if it looks too good to be true, it probably is.
For more practical ideas on how to save energy and money, call 0845 727 7200. It doesn't take much energy to save energy.
This is a smoke alarm. It uses ionization technology to detect the smallest traces of smoke. It has an 85 decibel alarm. It conforms to British Standard 5446. It comes with a 5-year warranty. This is James. He took the battery out of the smoke alarm because it kept going off.
For more advice, visit firekills.gov.uk.
But so far so good for Gordon Strachan's side. Kilmarnock, who finished 5th last season on a very low budget, start the second half, but they immediately give it away to Petrov. Hay gets another chance. It's been kept in by Giacomo. Petrov, and now Zaraski, and right at the start of the second half, Celtic are bearing down on goal again. Zaraski! Nearly, but not quite.
Well, carved open again, the Kilmarnock defence. Oh, what a ball from Stelian Petrov. Flicked over his head. Good movement again from the front too. Kenny Miller doesn't quite make the right run. And Zaraski takes it all himself. Difficult angle, makes a bit of space, makes a half a yard for himself. Doesn't quite connect with the ball as he would like, but early chance for Celtic. More worrying signs for Kilmarnock. One of the new arrivals, Evander Snow, who played in 9 different positions for Breda in Holland last season, but his favoured position is a holding midfield role. Goal kick. Bounce back off Invincible. Yeah, he's got to do a bit more, I think. And Alan Johnston in that midfield as well. They've got to try and get the ball into him. He's a very capable player, Johnston, but he didn't get into the game much in the first half. When he gets on the ball, he can create things, but it's been difficult for him, as it has been for all the Kilmarnock midfield. After about 20 minutes or so of the game, when Celtic really stepped it up a gear and really started putting some fantastic crosses into the box and got their 2-goal lead.
McGeady. Manus. Back to his keeper. And now here's Mark Wilson. Zaraski's flick. Petrov chasing this, but Alan Johnston tickles it out. Wilson. Nakamura. And again. Yarashik. Kamara. Zaraski. Nakamura. It's picked out. Petrov. And it's taken a diversion for a corner.
Well, you can see what he's trying to do. Once again, it's Nakamura who's drifted into a little position in the centre of field, difficult to pick up, turns. Petrov's trying to flick that up for a volley on his left foot. Wins a corner.
Nakamura, he'll be going home to Japan for that friendly against his old club Yokohama on Thursday. Nakamura's corner. Fraser Wright got a whack on the head then.
Just taking a boot there. Yeah. Put the head down. Clear it away. Steve McManus here, a little left chopper in the head, a little sore one.
Kamara. Nakamura. Mark Wilson. Caldwell. Nakamura. Gordon Greer sliding in on McGeady. Got the ball. McGeady, though, could yet pose a problem. It slithered just wide from Aidan McGeady.
Well, they did all the hard work. Aidan McGeady made space for himself, showed good strength here against Danny Invincible. He made a little bit of space, but he didn't connect with it. Dragged it across. Aidan McGeady never going in the net. Pretty comfortable for the keeper, he had it covered.
Well, he did connect here last weekend, scored the winner against Everton. Invincible. Tidied up by McGeady and Kamara. Well, Celtic will be glad when Sean Maloney's fit again, and alongside him there, John Kennedy, who's been out injured for so long after that shocking tackle on him by Vio Guinea when he was playing for Scotland against Romania. And behind those two, Stephen Pearson, who continues to be linked with the move to Derby. Billy Davis chasing him.
Yeah, linked to my old club. You can see why he's a good player, Stephen Pearson. Box to box, hasn't got much of a chance here, and I think it might do the lad good to get out and start playing regular football somewhere else. Not much good sitting on your backside in the stand, you're not going to improve there, and I think he may be one of the players we see leaving in the transfer window.
McManus's header just about carries.
Just listening to the guys in the studio at half-time, they're absolutely spot on, talking about the movement of the front two after 20 minutes or so of the game when it was to and fro and it settled down. The movement was absolutely excellent, fantastic. And Kenny Miller, we went spot on about him, he didn't let his chin go down. And his performance in the first half, along with Zaraski, was fantastic.
Here's McGeady. Kamara. Petrov. McGeady. Looking invincible to run around. McGeady's cross, and Miller rising, but Gary Hay trying to block his route.
It's good defending from Gary Hay. He's not the tallest. Kenny Miller's got 3 or 4 inches on him. The cross is just a little bit high, just leans into him a little bit and does well. But Kilmarnock, as in the first half, they're not doing enough to stop the crosses. There was too many crosses coming into the Kilmarnock penalty area in the first half, probably for Jim Jeffries' liking. And once again there, time and space to deliver the ball in. You've got to stop it at source, and Kilmarnock haven't been doing that, not working the winger hard enough. McGeady had too much time there to sling that into the box.
Hayes' throw. Carries through to Giacomo. Quite sure what Boris is up to then. Zaraski. Petrov. McManus. And now Wilson. Here's Miller. Nakamura's in a decent position here, but Alan Johnston closed him down. Determination though from Miller. Just took a knock then, Kenny Miller. Fowler lost it, and Stilian Petrov charging in. And Kenny Miller was waiting for a centre.
Kenny Miller is furious. He's absolutely furious. Stilian Petrov's got to pick his head up there. He does well, it's a great run. But look at Miller. Look at him at the back stick. He's in acres of space. Arms go up. I'm sure Stilian Petrov must have seen him there. If he didn't, well, I don't think Kenny Miller's taking any excuses. He was in acres. He should have had the ball delivered into him, and it probably would have been 3-0, and Kenny Miller's first goal. I think he'll be having a word with Stan Petrov.
2 shots on goal from Celtic, and they were the 2 goals. Petrov. Now he's fed Kenny Miller, who's onside, but Graham Smith out sharp.
A great little run and great ball. A little bit unfortunate. Well, they're dominating the midfield, Celtic, picking every second ball up. That's a fantastic ball from Petrov. Great little run, and he's a wee bit unfortunate here, Kenny Miller. We know he's quick, but that ball just ran away from him.
Petrov trying to make up for not feeding him a moment ago. Here's Hay. Lost it to Yarashik, and now Nakamura for McGeady. Time for another Celtic assault. Led this time by McGeady. Zaraski's gone out wide. Now he's come inside, Zaraski. And Fowler so often makes those vital interceptions for Killy. To Giacomo. Strong challenge from Caldwell on him. Here's Nakamura.
They're giving the ball away far too easily now, Kilmarnock. It's not sticking up front, it's coming back all the time. They're getting stretched. They look a little bit dejected, they're 2 goals down.
Naismith won the ball, Nakamura stays down in a heap. Here's to Giacomo. Petrov played the challenge, and Wilson gives it back, and they'll kick it out now so that Nakamura can get some freedom.
Yeah, looks to have been a bit of trouble there. Can't quite see the incident. He's holding his ankle. And Stephen Naismith catches him with the studs in the ankle. It's a sore one. Straight on the bone. A little bit of ice on that. Let's hope he's okay.
Subs warming up just in case. Evander Snow, named after the boxer Evander Holyfield. His parents were big fans.
Yeah, they've got a decent bench, Celtic. Alan Thompson as well. Derek Ryland we can see there. Ross Wallace. They've got some creative players that they can bring on. They don't need them at the moment. They're 2-0 up. They're cruising. I'm sure Gordon Strachan will be looking for another goal or two. At 2-0, there's always a chance of Kilmarnock get a goal. The game could become a little bit tense. It certainly doesn't look that way at the moment, Ian. They haven't really created anything in this second half. Kilmarnock, if any team was going to score, it looks as if it was going to be Celtic. I never understand what that spray does. Really, that's sort of spray it on your ankle and you a minute later you're okay.
Seems to work well. Nakamura off back to Japan in the coming week. Now, of course, when Celtic return, they will meet Hearts at Tynecastle next Sunday on Setanta Sports. What a crunch early season meeting between the top two teams from last season. Johnston, who hasn't been able to stamp his influence on affairs. Nish. Greer. To Giacomo. And Manus having to poke it out. Greer. He's got it in there. A bit of pushing from Nish.
Well, is it no service? A little service really from wide positions. I don't see much in that. Like we said, there's 61 half dozen hour, and I don't think Jim Jeffries particularly pleased with that decision.
Jim Jeffries, the longest serving manager at one club in the SPL now that Alex McLeish has left. Rangers, 4.5 years in charge of Kilmarnock. McGeady. He's tried to slip Zaraski in. He has slipped Zaraski in. That touch there just allowed Fraser Wright to come across.
A fantastic pass, I have to say, but David Lilly's caught sleeping here. He's wrong side. It's a great run from Zaraski, and he just takes a touch too much. It's too far away from him. The defender does well, but once again Kenny Miller was in a good position at the back post, and he slipped him in, but he didn't.
McManus scored a few goals last season, 8 in all. Nakamura's corner, Gary Caldwell off the line by Hay. Here is Hay. He was the man on the post. He came in rather handy to foil Caldwell. Wilson. McGeady making room for the cross. Zaraski.
Well, decent corner kick in. Gary Caldwell does well here, but good header, but Gary Hay does his job. He's on the line. It's his weak foot, his right foot, but he does his job. And he gets it away, but good effort from Gary Caldwell. Nearly opens his account as a Celtic player.
Well, Gary Wales is going to be coming on for Kilmarnock. Left on the bench today so that Nish could partner to Giacomo. But Wales, who scored a few goals when Chris Boyd left Kilmarnock last season, is about to enter Celtic Park.
Yeah, I was a wee bit surprised about that. I have to say, Gary Wales not starting the game. It's Jim Jeffries' decision.
You can choose your man of the match by ringing those numbers, and if your choice turns out to be the same as Craig Burley's, you could end up winning a signed shirt if you're the lucky one picked. Kamara. It's a little loose, and Alan Johnston now is going to feed Paul to Giacomo. Dish racing into the box, but it's cut out fairly comfortably by McManus.
It was a poor ball in, time and space, and And once again, the final third for Kilmarnock, the quality's not been there.
Miller. Interception was from Fraser Wright. Kilmarnock about to bring on Gary Wells, not just yet though. Wilson. Magidi earning the appreciation of the Celtic fans as Kilmarnock make that change. Colin Nish coming off and Gary Wells coming on. Jim Jeffries signed Wales for Hamilton, Hearts and Kilmarnock. And he's going to get just under half an hour to show what he can do, and he did a fair bit after Chris Boyd had left for Rangers last season.
Well, he did, but somebody had to, because it's very difficult to replace a player that's scoring that many goals, and Gary Wells certainly come into the side. I liked one or two other players certainly for Kilmarnock last year. Produced some great stuff.
Invincible. Johnston. Invincible delivers, but McManus meets it. It's a foul by Johnston on Magidi.
Well, you mentioned Stephen McManus earlier, Ian, and his important goals, and you know, if you think back to the two he scored on New Year's Day last year at Tynecastle when Celtic were 2-0 down at half-time, two vital goals, I think, really changed the course of the season. And Hearts never really regained from that, and as you say, he chipped in with several goals. Allied to that, he had a fantastic season defensively as well, and probably unexpected for Gordon Strachan at the start of the season for the likes of McManus and Maloney, who was player of the year, to have seasons they did.
Well, Magidi taken out by Gordon Greer, who might get the first yellow card of the game here. He will.
Yeah, it's just a late one. There's not a great deal in it, I don't think. The referee was a little bit over the top there.
A card to match the colour of his kit. Gordon Greer booked. McManus and Yarashik running towards the ball. McManus's header goes over and out, and Nakamura's free kick. Derek Ryden could be about to make his league debut for Celtic. Like Gary Caldwell, he made the move from Edinburgh to Glasgow, from the green and white of Hibs to the green and white of Celtic. Johnston. Nakamura. Room to manoeuvre. Magidi. Nakamura again. Fowler's gone with him. Kamara up towards Miller. Throwing himself about. Petrov. Petrov tried to pick out Miller, but it was cut out by Gary Hay.
A decent ball from Petrov again there. Trying to get Miller away. A little bit unlucky.
Terrific tackle from Mark Wilson, although it might have been at a cost. He stayed down.
Yeah, it's a good challenge from him. Just gets one in the shin from Gary Wells. Unintentional. Kenny Miller, he's not got on the score sheet yet for his club, but I tell you what, he's worked his socks off of there. He's made some great runs. He's getting frustrated because he hasn't got that goal, but his general performance has been excellent. He had a hand in the first goal and he had a hand in the second goal. And I'm sure for Kenny Miller, if he keeps working and playing the way he is, it'll come.
Well, he always rose to the big occasion playing for Scotland, Kenny Miller. When you're at Celtic, every game is a big occasion.
Well, that's right, and he'll be judging his goals, but just looking at his performance, along with Zarafsky today, one or two others, but the movement of the strikers, that's what caused the problems for Kilmarnock midway through the first half.
Well, Miller will be desperate to get on the score sheet. He still has time, a quarter of the game remaining. Kamara, Zarafsky, Magidi. Sense of anticipation amongst the fans, but Magidi's effort goes straight into Smith's midriff. New look to Saturday on Satana Sports 1 at 4:30. The final whistle, results, reaction, and the first look at the day's goals. A more extensive look later, the full SPL now on Saturday nights from 10 o'clock. And then tomorrow, Maurice Malpass's Motherwell against Paul Le Guen's Rangers. We kick off at 1 on Satanta Sports 1. Greer to Giacomo. That's Peter Leven, who's about to come on for Kilmarnock. Former Rangers player, had a really bad cruciate ligament injury in his time with Rangers. He's taking the place of Paul Di Giacomo.
Yeah, he's worked hard with Giacomo, but chances have been few and far between. And it's been difficult for him. He had a good pre-season, scoring 4 goals, but Peter Leven, more of a midfield player, nice left foot. Be interesting to see what Jim does. He looks like he's put young Stephen Naismith up through the middle with Gary Wills.
Peter Leven's uncle, incidentally, is the former Celtic striker Tommy Coyne, and Tommy Coyne Jr. is also on Kilmarnock's books at the moment. Greer's throw, Johnston. Invincible. Easily taken by Boritz, and he's put Mark Wilson away. Nakamura. Yarashik. Oh, kicked up in front of Graham Smith.
Decent effort. He says about 40 yards out, 35 yards out. Gets a decent strike in it. It's a little bit of dip on it, which made it difficult for Graham Smith, but he dealt with it well. Kilmarnock have put Peter Leven out into this left-hand side, put Naismith up through the middle of Wales, as I said. That'll give them a little bit more pace, inject a bit of pace into their attack, because they need it. They're 2 goals down. They haven't really looked in this second half like they're going to trouble after Boritz in the goal. Jim Jeffries needs something to happen quickly if Kilmarnock are going to get anything out of this game. It certainly doesn't look like it at the moment.
Well, the instruction from the bench means a change of free kick taker. Gordon Greer's been pushed up to maybe be on the receiving end. David Lilly standing over it now. Gary Caldwell won that. Greer was the intended target. The game is slipping away from Kilmarnock, but if they were to get a goal back, it would certainly create some nerves for the Celtic fans. Not too many Killie fans have made the journey into Glasgow.
As I said earlier, the game's just slowed down a little bit, just under 20 minutes to go, but as I said, players chasing their fitness. Takes a little bit into the season before you get up to full speed. Players from both sides looking a little bit tired and heavy-legged at the moment. They've put a lot into it. Just players getting a little bit tired. Maybe time for Gordon Strachan to think about making some changes as well to freshen things up and maybe give the likes of Derek Ryden a chance to come on and show this Celtic crowd what he's all about.
Celtic have been pretty efficient today, but they haven't added to these 2 goals.
Well, this is why Celtic are 2-0. It's the first one in the state from David Lilly. Good play from Kenny Miller, fantastic ball, and that's an excellent finish from Zurawski. Second one, ball into the box, good play from the strikers outside the box, fantastic ball in. Jarosik driving from midfield, and 2-0. Simple but effective.
Celtic were a little short on numbers today with Neil Lennon suspended and Telfer, Balde, Beattie and Maloney all injured. But it looks like it will be a winning start for the 40 times champions of Scotland. Quick free kick, but Ian Bryan's not having any of that. The ball was moving.
Clumsy challenge there from Gordon Greer again. Celtic have at times played some nice football, some slick passing, some good movement up front. I think the signs are good for Gordon Strachan in terms of the way they've moved about in midfield, the movement, the passing, and I say the movement up front.
Well, bizarrely, as you can see, referees this season in Scotland have a squad number 23 on the front of their shirts. Apparently it's to make them feel a bit more part of the teams out there, but
only 22 to go before he's up there.
Just wonder, they'll be a bit worried if the 4th official puts the number 23 up on the board ever. Bizarre idea.
It's not been a difficult game for the officials today. It's been pretty nicey, not been too many bad challenges, it's been free flowing.
Yeah, the number 23 has done all right, really. Here's Nakamura. Petrov, Jarosik, held up by Fowler, and unfairly so. And there was an earlier challenge from Johnston, which is earning him a ticking off. It was on Nakamura. Now who can find their range from here?
Well, he's a bit of a specialist, Nakamura, from this sort of distance. He did it last season against Kilmarnock. I think down at Rugby Park, I can remember him putting one right in the stanchion. My money would be on Nakamura hitting this, although Petrov looks as if he fancies a strike.
Celtic Park holds its breath. They would quite like another goal, just to be sure of things. Nakamura! Provides it! In style! Fantastic free kick! And the champions are home and dry on the opening day of the season.
Well, he's capable of doing special things. He's got a fantastic touch. You can see a pass from set pieces. He can get it up and down with that amount of pace. Goalkeeper's no chance. Oh, it's over the wall, back down with the pace, swinging away from the goalkeeper. Fantastic free kick from Nakamura. 3 goals, tops off a fantastic performance from him as well, I have to say. Can't remember him giving the ball away in the game.
Well, he's scored 7 goals for Celtic, Nakamura, and 4 of them have been against Kilmarnock. Bet Killy can't wait to see him again later on in the season. Here he is. Nakamura, who'll be going home to Japan with the Celtic squad when they fly out on Tuesday for a friendly against his former club Yokohama on Thursday. That's 11 o'clock Thursday morning our time, which is 8 o'clock in the evening over there, I think. Here's Jarosik. Miller. Nakamura. Peter Leven. Celtic fans in full voice now. An uncomfortable opening to the game, really. Kilmarnock had their chances and had a go, but Celtic soon took a firm grip on the game. And they're not about to let that grip go with just under a quarter of an hour remaining. Fraser Wright will head that back. It's going to spin towards Invincible. Fowler. Naismith. Fowler still going. Boruc came out and proved to be a barrier in the end. Petrov leaves it for Yarashik. McGeady chasing. Lilly should get there first. Kenny Miller. Celtic have scored more goals in this one game than they managed in their entire pre-season.
I'm sure it'll be a bonus for Gordon Strachan and these fans at the game. A little bit frustrated, but I certainly see signs in the movement of the front two and the pace they've got up front and the creativity they've got in midfield, certainly with Nakamura. But there will be goals for Celtic. I think one of the problems I've got as well at the back, they have to make sure they're tight and shoring up, they're not making mistakes, as they did in the early part of this game when Kilmarnock could have taken advantage but didn't. So Gordon Strachan's remind these players that they've got to do that part of the game as well.
McManus launching it towards Zaraski, is going to veer out that. Well, this was a sizzling strike to start the season with. Nakamura, all smiles, and he wasn't alone. Boruc is pretty happy about it too. And so was he, and Gary Pendrick. Leven. Gary Wales looking to latch onto that, but it's eluded him. Well, your last chance to vote for the man of the match. Ring up those numbers, whichever one is applicable. And if your choice agrees with Craig Burley's, you have a chance of winning a signed shirt. Nakamura certainly a contender after that wonderful free kick. Maybe Celtic haven't finished yet. Kenny Miller eager to get in on the act.
Yep, he's been excellent today, Nakamura. Sort of, quite a few Celtic players have performed well. As I say, it's been a decent game. To be fair to Kilmarnock, I know they're getting beat 3-0, but they came out to have a go and they played two up front.
Nakamura, there was a foul on McGeady. Oh, there wasn't a foul on McGeady apparently. Ian Bryans just told him to get on with it. Kilmarnock are getting on with it themselves. Gary Wales. Leven. Naismith. Invincible. Powered away by McManus. But the jeers are for the referee. Van der Snow could be about to make an appearance. Signed from Feyenoord, although he was on loan last season at Breda. Once upon a time, Celtic signed another player from Feyenoord by the name of Henrik Larsson. Didn't do too badly.
650,000.
What a steal.
Oh, fantastic. And he's obviously a utility player because, as you said, he played for his last club in 9 different positions last season, so it'll be interesting to see where Gordon Strachan's going to use him this afternoon.
He's a midfielder by trade, but yes, very, very versatile, just 19 years old.
It's not good to be versatile sometimes, I can tell you. You sometimes end up in that wing-back role.
Yeah, don't you just?
It's not pretty.
Well, snow is going to come on imminently for Yarashik. Akidi. Wales. Naismith ahead of him, but one back by Petrov.
Never. He's played the ball. And the referee's only 10 yards away. I don't know how he's not spotted that. It's a poor decision. You can quite clearly say he plays the ball.
Well, it was never in any doubt really, but just as well Celtic are 3-0 up in case something comes of this. Sent in by Leben, and Yarashik helping out his defence. Wilson, Zarafsky. Petrov. Agidi has put Kamara in. Invincible for the challenge, but the flag was up for offside.
Well, it's a good job for Invincible because he was sleeping. Kamara got blindside him. Goes to sleep there. Decent little ball in. You can see he's all in the wrong position. That looked offside to me, I have to say.
Well, Yarashik leads the field with a goal. The middle of Celtic's 3 goals today. And then there'll be a lot more to come from him during the course of the season. Yarashik, one new signing, replaced by another new signing. 19-year-old Evander Snow, who started his career at the Ajax Academy. Never a bad place to start. Mr. Versatile will take up his favoured role at the moment in midfield.
Well, Yarashik can be well pleased with his afternoon's work, getting to know his new teammates, playing his favourite position, gets on the score sheet, and a very good game. You're always needing midfielders to chip in with goals. It's so important that you have that on the side. Can't rely on strikers alone to pull you through the season. You need a threat from midfield. And we talked about Yarashik's goals for Birmingham on a struggling side. He'll certainly get chances galore playing up here in the SPL if he is playing regular. And he looks like a player that's more than capable of chipping in to double figures in goals this season for Celtic, which will be a real bonus for them.
Gary Hayes' cross, blocked by Mark Wilson. And Derek Ryden is going to be coming on soon. Celtic already had him signed on a pre-contract from Hibs, but had to pay a bit of money to get him released earlier than scheduled. Here's Naismith trying to spin. Good kick for Killy. Nakamura, the offender.
Peter Levin there, just a nice little bit of skill. And just a little bit late. Nakamura, not his forte, making challenges.
Inside the last 5 minutes, it would nearly be a consolation for Kilmarnock. Levin takes, Lilly rises, Borrants will grab that. Well, he was rather crowded out and he wanted a free kick which wasn't forthcoming.
Yeah, well, I think goalkeepers get far too much protection at times.
Stephen Naismith could get to that and does. Clinical volley from Naismith, and Kilmarnock do have something to show for their efforts at Celtic Park.
Well, Jim Jeffries doesn't look very happy because it's a consolation goal, but what a goal it was. It was a fantastic finish. The ball loops up, Celtic don't clear it, he makes a nuisance of himself on his left foot, and that's a fantastic finish. It's come too late in the game, but he's worked hard, Naismith. We know he's a player that's capable. Boric had no chance, and that is a fantastic finish.
Well, the Football Writers' Young Player of the Year sticks one past Arthur Boritz, who, for his protest at not getting a free kick slightly before that, has got a yellow card.
We're going back to that earlier one, just before the goal, when Boric was complaining that he was under pressure and the referee didn't give him a free kick. We know he had a great World Cup and he's a great shot stopper, but I just think under pressure at times from cross balls, he does look a bit suspect, and that might be something that one or two other sides are looking at, putting him under pressure. Certainly no question mark about his shot stopping.
It looked like Ian Bryant was about to blow his whistle then for a Celtic free kick, but allow play to continue. Stayed in. Zaraski. Now Snow. Kenny Miller making a run, but Snow's got it all wrong. Snow go. Here's McGeady. Aidan McGeady, and that's a fine save from Graham Smith.
Good save. Good save. Great skill from McGeady again, because once he gets in this position in the box, he's dangerous. He's got quick feet, little step over. You can't make a challenge, it's going to be a penalty. Throws the defender one way, shifts it onto his left foot. That's an excellent save. That's going in the top corner. He stood up well there, Graham Smith.
So Kenny Miller unable to make the score sheet, but he will do soon for Celtic. He's replaced by Derek Ryden, an exciting young talent recruited from Hibs.
Well, he had everything today, as you see Ryden come on. Kenny Miller, apart from his goal, but it'll come. He worked his socks off. He did have some half chances in the first half, a very good one in the first half. He'll not be long before he opens his account if he keeps performing like that.
Nakamura, who scored the third, trying to create the fourth. McManus not allowed to get near it though by Fraser Wright.
Good chance for young Ryden to come on. It's always great to come on when you're 3-0 up. He's not got much time, but he'll be looking to prove himself, to repeat the type of performance he's been putting in for a couple of years for Hibernian, to see if he can do it here in the big stage at Celtic Park. It's a big difference, pressure every week, trying to get in the side. That's the problems you come across when you come to a big club. You've got competition for places, and the players that handle it go on to be the players that do the best.
Kamara clears, flicked on by Zaraski, and Ryden is going to latch onto this. He's got Evander Snow inside of him, but he's allowed Fraser Wright to make the tackle.
Well, I think there is a case sometimes of players trying to over-impress. Derek Ryden was just far too keen there to try and work something for himself, and Evander Snow was the ball there, just sort of flicked it over the top to him, and he was away. But it doesn't really matter. I'm sure his manager's not too fussed as a 3-1 up. Those sort of decisions when the game's tight, as I say, can make the difference.
McGeady. You get the feeling Celtic might yet score a fourth. Ryden. McGeady missed his kick, but it's been put in anyway by Zaraski, and Celtic do have a fourth, his second of the game, and it's a perfect opening day for the Champs.
Well, a little chance for Ryden here to get down the wing. Is it a great ball from McGeady? No, it's a missed kick. You think that's the opportunity going, and that's when luck's against you for Jim Jeffries' side again, because even when McGeady misses it, it runs through to Zaraski. He's already got a goal, and he's not going to miss from there. And probably a little bit harsh on Kilmarnock, who came here to play today. They came here to have a go, but they've been carved open at times from some fantastic play from Celtic. Slick passing, pace, and 2 goals for Zaraski at the start of the season. Just what the doctor ordered, I think, for Gordon Strachan.
Magic Zaraski, as they like to call him, on a hat-trick now. We're into 3 minutes of added on time. Here's Gary Hay. Celtic unfurled the flag today and unfurled 4 goals. Leven shot, cannoned off Wilson. Snow's got a free kick. Ironic cheers from the Celtic fans, but decent day's work for Gordon Strachan. The pre-season cobwebs blown away today.
I think he'll be happy with the performance. I think first 20 minutes the game was pretty open. There was half chances for both sides. A little bit better quality in the final third for Kilmarnock, and they could have caused Arthur Boruc some problems, but they didn't. Celtic then come into the game, and as I said, they've played some nice football, and they've played with pace, they've been clinical, and they've got 4 goals. And I don't think in the first day of the season, when you've not had a particularly good pre-season and you've not scored many goals, you can't ask for much more than that. I think all the big players have performed today, and that's the main thing. And Jarosik, Nakamura, Miller, Zurawski, Petrov, they've all put in a performance today, and that's got to be pleasing for the manager.
Yeah, Celtic fans were a little pessimistic coming into this season opener after their pre-season troubles, but they will be a lot happier today. Kilmarnock came and had a go early on, but Celtic soon got into their stride, took command. There's Gary Wales though, and Fowler, well wide.
He doesn't score many, James Fowler. He's worked his socks off today, but he's been up against it with Jarosik and Petrov in the midfield.
It is an emphatic victory for Gordon Strachan's Celtic. Maciej Zurawski started and finished the scoring for them. Nakamura came up with a cracker of a free kick in the week that he prepares to go back to Japan, and Yuri Jarosik also got in on the act on his SPL debut. Kilmarnock did get one back through Stephen Naismith, but Celtic in control after David Lilley's early error allowed Miller to set up Zurawski. 20 goals last season. That was his first of this season. Jarosik will get himself into the box, into those sort of positions, that's for sure. How about this? What a beauty from Shunsuke Nakamura. 3-0. Stephen Naismith got one back for Kilmarnock, but it was only ever going to be a consolation because Zurawski, the man who started it, was then the man who finished it. A little miss kick here from McGeady, set him up perfectly. And opening day bliss for the champions. It ends here in Glasgow's East End. Celtic 4, Kilmarnock 1.
Flying the flag. The championship flag is unfurled at Celtic Park. Silencing the critics, the Hoops kickstart the season with 4 goals. And we will strengthen the squad. The chairman pledges financial support. Hi there and welcome to the Daily Huddle. After a short break and a hectic pre-season, it's finally back to competitive action. And what a way to kick-start the season, unfurling the flag as champions at a packed Celtic Park. Tonight we'll be looking at the match against Kilmarnock in greater detail, hearing post-match reaction from a delighted Gordon Strachan and talking exclusively to Chairman Brian Quinn. And here to give us his expert opinion is former Celtic captain Tom Boyd. Tom, welcome along. Thanks for joining us. But first, after a slow start to the season in a supposed year of transition, very few non-Celtic fans would have bet on the Hoops regaining the championship. But they did, and in spectacular fashion, securing the title in record time. Plenty of cause then for celebration at Celtic Park as the flag was returned to paradise for the 40th time.
And now a few words from our chairman.
Thank you very much. Let's just remind ourselves of what Celtic accomplished last season. We started off a bit indifferently and then went on an unbeaten run that lasted from August the 20th until late November. After that single defeat, we carried on and won the championship without losing another game. So we lost 2 games in winning the championship, and no team has won the SPL championship quicker than Celtic did last year. In all the head-to-head contests with other SPL teams, Celtic came out on top in every single case. We beat every other team in the Scottish Premier League over the head-to-head encounters. Fantastic achievement. So when you hear or read in the early part of the season that we're not as good as we used to be, or we're no hopers, just you remember this happens on an annual basis. And much more often than not, we end up saying to our critics and to others, we are the champions.
Thanks, Brian. Can I now ask all the fans to move the individual flags that you have? We'll get them waving. We're going to start the countdown, and Brian is going to unfurl the league flag. Here we go. 10, 9, 8,
Brian Quinn there getting the party started at Celtic Park on Saturday. Tommy was keen to highlight the magnitude of last season's achievements. Do you think he was having a little bit of a dig at the critics though?
Yeah, without question. You know, the performances in pre-season were poor, but it's pre-season games, and I'm sure that, as you say, you heard them there. I think that was a little dig at some of the journalists who were criticising the team.
Just on the subject of that, you know, you've been there before, unfurling the flag. How does it feel on a day such as that?